can hold a logic and it can perform iterations. Actually, you can observe in the elements, inspect here. So view page source. You can see better. We will go into the conditions, like open that in a separate container here. So I will open in debugger, right? In the debugger, you can see in the debugger, we are having elements. And in the elements, you can observe, in the elements, you can see here, right? Let's check the elements here first. In the conditions, in the div, you can see this is having a div, okay. And you can observe that it is actually a just card deck. Inside that, 4 cards are generated. 4 cards are generated, and there is no trace of any container here. That means it is performing iteration and presenting, but it is not physically using any element there. Any element there. That means actually all the cards are present. You can see in the design, all the cards are present in this ng container. ng container is applying that logic. It is applying that particular logic. But it is not handling any physically element inside the page which will not disturb you. Because if I started using, so any option like a div, right? I try to use a div. Instead of that. That will also work, no problem. The div also will work. But one of the major issue we will face is at various occasions. So this div, so have alignment problems. I hope you have seen that. That means now we have problem in the alignment and the placement, and see the complete structure disturbed. So we don't want to disturb the structure. That's the reason we need to use a container. So ng container. So this ng container can handle your logic, your structure. Means without disturbing the structure, can handle your logic and present that contents. If I use a div, then you saw that lot of issues there in the alignments and the placements. So we cannot use the other containers. That will be risky. What is difference between ng template, ng container? I will tell you. We will discuss about that because version wise some changes are there. So this container is using this for. Suppose I am trying to use another here. So another condition like ng if I want to use ng for ng if like that. You can see it shows an error. So you can see that. So Angular can handle, in the error you can see that Angular can handle, it says that Angular can handle Angular can handle only one. Angular can handle only one. That means it cannot handle multiple. Directives. So one of the main problem you will face is multiple directives cannot be applied on one element. Then how do we write the condition? Condition we will apply on this card. Because this card is dealing with products, I will apply the condition for this card. I don't want all the cards to display. Then here I will use a condition, ngFor. So I'm using ngFor. ngFor is ngIf. I'm using a condition here. ngIf, what is the condition? Condition is if selected category, if selected category, so selected category have an option. That means we have chosen a category. Selected category is equal to all, is equal to, here we given all, selected category is all, or we will use the condition as selected category, selected category, so is equal to item dot category, item dot category, item dot category. Like this we are defining. Selected category is equal to item dot category. That is the condition we are configuring here. Now, what is the point is the iteration is working fine. And here, one of the major problem you will face is in this. This is a container. So in the container, you are using an iteration for. And you can see the bindings cannot contain assignments. There is a parsing error defined here. So ngIf, it is saying that it cannot contain. That means we will use is double equal. Okay. Now the condition is okay. That means this is the container and this is the condition defined here. Condition is defined here. That means what is this condition actually it is dealing with is if category name is all or category name is belonging to item dot category. Item dot category means the category name is coming from drop down. If the drop down name is matching with this item category name, then what if can do? It can add only them and display. That means what if can do? I selected electronics, only electronic products will come. I selected footwear, only footwear products will come. And I selected all, then all products will come. That's the simple logic. That means we are handling the conditions and the iterations together. So, and important is I selected here electronics, only electronic products will come. And I selected here footwear, only footwear products will come. Products will come. I just created an image and all. Presentation, it depends on your requirements, So when you are choosing this, it is accessing and displaying only those. I select all, then it will get me all the products and display here. So we are using a responsive design, calls and all. So that's the reason. So it will fit into the page automatically, right? So here, the main point is inside the iteration, we are handling the conditions. Here the logic is simple. What we are defining is, the logic is simple. We are using a container. The container is using ngFor. And important is, it is also a structural directive, but it is a structural container directive actually. So without disturbing the DOM structure and the presentation, it can handle your iterations and conditions. Iterations and conditions. It can handle those iterations and conditions. That is what the purpose of this ng container is. In the switch case, I told you a switch case. When we discussed about the switch case and the if conditions concept, I told you ng template. So we can use ng template. I told you ng template. Instead of container, I'm using ng template here. when you look at in the design, this is also in structural.